Hello everyone, it's Adam here. This is a box, and what's in the box is actually this here, which is the Synology DS1815. It's a box that is plagued with a crippling issue, which it uses a specific Intel quad-core chip that is known to fail. And that's actually not quite what happened in my situation. What happened in my situation is, what I think happened is my power supply failed. Power supply lives over here on this side of the box. Obviously there's no hard drives in right now. After the Intel issue was revealed about 2 years ago, Synology reached out to other customers, extended their warranty, I think, to 7 years. This being about 2.5 years old, still well within their normal 5-year warranty. It's an 8-bay NAS. This is what I basically store everything on in the basement. It's usually locked down to my server rack, which anything can be stolen, but I lock it down. And then 20 terabytes of this NAS goes up to my Amazon Glacier storage, which is a cold storage. Very expensive to access, but very cheap to store. So I spend about $25-30 a month on Amazon storage. This generally has 8-10 terabyte hard drives in it. About 8 terabytes of this is YouTube videos and a ton of just stuff. It's basically always about 65% full. So when this failed on me the other day, I came home. I received a bunch of emails that said, "Hey, your Synology suffered unplanned power restart." So I finally told, after like 10 of these, I finally emailed Heather and asked her to basically hold the power button and turn it off, which she did. I came home on Sunday night, wasn't working. So I went through a bunch of steps, isolated the situation, and it still wouldn't power on. So I reached out to Synology, and they were great actually. They basically said, "Would you go through the steps?" And I told them, and they said, "Okay, and it's on the way. It'll be there in 2 days." They did make me give them a credit card first though, and to ensure that I did in fact mail it back. Okay, so I'm using a new app, by the way, called Filmic Pro to get some more control of these videos. So what they say is that they're sending you a brand new disk station, which is neat, huh? Yeah, everything is brand new. You've got a power supply, Ethernet, the key to lock things down, all new. Quick start guide. You know, it's funny, I never really did an unboxing for my previous unit because it was in the middle of like my home renovations, and I was just basically trying to get everything done as quickly as possible. Now, what I'm going to do in this video actually is I'm going to be installing 16 gigs of RAM. So I did my last unit, so I will go through those steps now so you all can see that. Let's change to the rear camera. Can we do that? Nope. All right, so now I'm recording from the rear microphone. The biggest difference. So I don't need to tell you what a NAS is, but it's a network storage. You've got these bays in here. You put hard drives in there. And it allows you to have a lot of storage in your home. So to install the RAM disks, we're just going to remove these bolts here. I kind of wish the power supply was outside of the unit. That way it could fail and you could just get a new PSU sent to you as opposed to having to send the whole box back. Okay, pull this off. Now the first memory chip actually goes on the side over here, which is kind of nice, very easy to get to, right there. And that's your first 8 gigs. I think it comes with like 2 gigs of onboard RAM, upgradable to 16 gigs. Well, this is upgradable to 8. What they don't tell you on the spec is that inside of the box here, there's another slot, another SODIMM slot. that you can easily access. So if you look right in here, there's a slot right there, and right now it is, how much is in there? This is the 2 gigs of RAM in here. We're going to take this out and put this in the other unit I'm sending back to Synology. Pretty nifty, huh? Hard to see though. Oh wow, look at that. On my unit, the PSU is not accessible. It's encapsulated with a thing here, but on this unit, it's actually accessible, which means you can just unhook these 2 right here, unscrew 4 bolts, screws, and take the PSU right out. Interesting. That's a new development for the redesign, I guess. All right, so now we have the 2 8GB sticks installed. And I gotta say, after like 2.5 years of owning this, the existing machine, I will say that I've never seen the RAM usage be above 6 gigs. So the 16 gigs is overkill unless you're gonna be doing any virtualization. That does support virtualization, but I'm not using that, so it's overkill. But you know, the biggest thing hampering me is I/O, because I'm using 5400 RPM NAS hard drives. So back to the machine. So we've got these drives here. I'm going to be moving these drives over to the brand new bays. There's no point in keeping these because these are older, so you know, might as well swap everything over to the new ones. As I swap them over, we're going to load them in the machine in order, 1 through 8. And voila! And take our new key ring. Now, see. Okay. Load it up with, I don't know, probably 74 terabytes of data total. Oh, it's heavy. Let's go ahead and get this thing running, and that's pretty much it for this kind of setup. The Synology interface is all pretty standard across the board. This version is hot swappable, has 4 Ethernet ports. I actually aggregate all 4 of them, and then you know, I keep buying obviously larger and larger hard drives because that's how it works in this. This does support an expansion bay of 6 additional drives, which I'll probably end up buying. And yeah, it definitely distributes the heat pretty well. It's nice to have 16 gigs of RAM, even though I'll never use it all. It's a great box. Thanks for watching, I guess. And let's get it on the server rack. I'll do one more clip of the server rack. Okay, here it is. So I had originally bought the rack-mounted version of this, but it was too deep. It didn't fit in my rack. The rack is a half rack. So you can see here, it only goes that far back. So this fits perfectly. I have my 3rd Ethernet cable, my 4th Ethernet cable there. But yeah, this is the whole setup. Works really well. It's a simple rack, nothing too crazy, but yeah. There's our 3 link aggregators showing up. Yeah, it's pretty good. I like this thing. So I'll have to put the Synology expansion probably here and move that up a level to 1 and put the rest of the expansion there. I wish I could have done like a 12 bay rack mount, but next house I will. That'll be my next home we'll have that. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Be safe.